Yo, what is good? My anime faithful, what is good, yo? Guys, we are looking at some relatively interesting outcomes in this new show with all these angels and different types of demons and stuff like that, and some just monsters and mythological creatures and stuff, but overall, from what we can learn from this episode is you never want to get drunk with some demons or some anothers if you know what's good for you. Like you really, really don't. Absolutely hilarious episode, not to mention the fact that we learn quite a bit about certain aspects of these monsters or what anothers you can call them that pretty much is going to probably stay consistent probably throughout the series with them having very weird traits of ways to eat and ways to celebrate. All of the things that they do is much more different than what we would do, and to see it all in this week's episode was actually pretty cool and at the same time funny because not only are we seeing like how some of these creatures live within human like just next to humans all the time every day, uh, we also get to see just why we don't interact or like why not being able to talk to them is such an easier thing for humans to not notice them and them not be so aggro or so forward towards them. Not to mention the fact that a lot of these humans can't even see these anothers. So it's a very strange concept in the case of like how they are in this world and how no one notices them besides the people who are actually working for the ward. And then even when the people are working for the ward, we come to find out that there is people working much, much earlier than we even knew about. So not only was there people doing this beforehand, there was also, you know, a ward, and there was probably even more of these types of monsters roaming around. So it's one of those things where you're just like, holy crap, they're just they're just letting it all out. Like they're just telling us everything we would probably want to know overall, seeing how we had no idea what the story had entailed for us until now, with our characters really just kind of just monitoring all of these types of monsters and different people because if unchecked, there's a lot of like, for instance, the cop this week. He would have had to drink with this demon guy for hundreds of years. That was just what he wanted. He wanted to drink with somebody for hundreds of years, and mainly it was because these two locked eyes, and the officer just happened to be one of these people that can actually see spirits, which is another reason why they're going with they don't want people roaming around and running into these occasions without any help or anybody to actually assist them. So it all kind of starts making sense when you think about who could have been doing this in the past, and then we kind of get our answer by seeing, uh, through the eyes of the god of mischief, just what was happening in the past, which was pretty much happening now with someone pretty much just being the medium, just someone showing up, handling what could shouldn't have been able to be handled unless the another planned for it to end the way he planned for it. That's just the type of like spirits and type of world they kind of live in. Like if you don't abide by their rules, they become just that much more powerful, as they are already very much more powerful than humans as is. So it's not surprising that once they get into their territories and they have ways of actually pushing you to do even more what they want or what they are used to having people do. And for this guy, it was just like drinking for 100 years. And this man was probably already in his 40s, 50s, so I don't know how long he would have made it to hundreds of years. So it's kind of one of those weird things. And then imagine if, because he died, the guy gets angry and kills off kills off people just because the guy didn't last the time that he wanted him to last. So it's a very interesting concept, but the best characters that came out this week was definitely these like the talking apes that were just walking around drinking and stuff. They were the best, and of course they come in and save the day, like good citizens that they are. But yeah, I truly truly didn't expect to come into an episode and just have so much fun watching it, because usually the show takes a pretty serious vibe about it. Like, it doesn't feel like the show knows truly sometimes when to pump the brakes or just go full out. It feels like it's always in that case where I could be like, is this a serious show, or is it supposed to be a comedy? And with this week, it felt like they could actually do both. Like, they were actually doing well to translate that. Yes, it is comedy. Yes, it is serious at times. But at the most part, there is going to be somewhat some comedy dripped up in there. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, though, I really, really, really want to see um, what the overall end game is for this show. Like, we're looking at an anime that pretty much has a whole bunch of different types of spirits, mythical creatures, and stuff like that that don't really seem all that, crazy enough to try to attack humans and, oh, we want to destroy the human race because we're stronger than them, which I feel like that could be one of the things, but as soon as fighting was brought on the table and you're gonna have to defeat me for them, like, it was instantly taken off because that's just not what the show is trying to translate. I feel like it's not what the show really needs to shine at this point. All they need to keep doing is giving us compelling stories with these fun characters that are from different, the other side than others, and make our character, who we pretty much know is trying to become, friends with some of them, not become friends, but he's trying to understand them so he can at least have a better position for what he needs from them, like, so they don't do anything crazy, do anything harsh or anything like that. So I don't know. I'm really entertained with this show overall. I didn't think it was going to be like ridiculously great, but at the same time, I didn't see anything really negative coming out of the show every time I was watching it. So I'm glad I gave it a chance. I'm glad I am on episode 4 now, and I've been having a lot of fun with this, so I'm really looking forward to what comes next. Not to mention, there is a couple of little sides of characters that keep spilling out that probably going to have a much bigger role in the end than at the beginning, seemingly, because the whole thing with this guy's sister still being gone and him getting drunk this week and he's saying some things that he really didn't want to say, but at the same time, you clearly he wanted to either say it or not say it. When you're drunk, you can't hold back things. So unless you haven't been drunk, then you probably wouldn't know that. But there's things you just can't hold back once that happens, and you kind of just blurt what's ever on your mind, and that's what it kind of felt like this week for him. And for him to say what he said, it rang up memories of his sister, which he kind of felt bad about. So really trying to see if he gets to reunion that he wants, or since it's been like 10 years, I can only imagine what could have happened to her. So I hope that's not the case, and I hope that they do have some like reunion or somewhat, because at this point, this guy seemingly has lost quite a bit, and to think that that might not change, like he might continue to have that loss, would really suck, because he seems like he could be a really cool character. It's just, as of right now, he's in a tough spot. So let's see how this all plays out. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I think there was a lot more I wanted to talk about, but overall, the show is pretty self-explanatory. You know, like they give you what you need to know, they show you what you need to see, and that's about it. So for me to go into a lot of details was, I feel like, unnecessary if you've seen the episode. But if you guys want me to go into more details in my reviews on like every single step of the way of what happens and stuff, I can. I just always felt like it was like overkill, you know, like let me explain to you every single thing that happened that you probably should have already seen, you know. I like to highlight the big points that really made me notice certain things, but other than that, I usually keep it uh, contained to whatever that excited me, and then just leave it at that. So whatever the case, I don't mind changing up my style a little bit if you guys wanted that or not. If you enjoy it how it is, seeing how we got these subs and what support, it seems like you guys enjoy it. So I will try to just keep up the uploads and keep you guys entertained with whatever I'm trying to do in the background. Like right now, I'm trying to rush down this really strong thing just to fight it. But yeah, overall, thank you so much for the support, guys. I apologize. I say it every single video, but I definitely don't know how to express how thankful I am any other way than telling you guys every single time I make these videos. So again, I couldn't do it without you guys, and thank you for even sticking around to watch these videos. Some of them that you don't even watch, you still support me, so I don't know how much more I could thank you than that. So I will just keep grinding and getting better at this. I hope you guys have an awesome one, and I definitely hope to talk to you guys again. So with that being said, I am the Anime J, and I will talk to you soon. So peace.